This is the plug I've made for the laying up the carbon fiber for the rear diffuser. It's just got a, it's built over a plywood box, and then I bonded polystyrene sheets to it, just using this 3M spray adhesive. And then I've sculpted it with this homemade hot wire cutter. Uses 30 thou nichrome wire and a 12-volt battery with a resistor. And then I just cut some simple patterns to use for templates and trace the wire cutter across it. So then I smoothed everything out with joint compound, drywall joint compound. So next step, it's all sanded up, it's nice and smooth. Next step is painting and getting ready to start the carbon fiber. So I got the plug nearly finished for the diffuser. This is the one for the driver's side. Spent quite a few hours actually smoothing and polishing and painting it, so looks pretty good. I think I got the angle decent. What I read online, it looks like it'll tolerate an angle of 15 degrees, which is what this one measures. If you want to go beyond that angle, you need 3D expansion, so that's what I've done at the aft end here at the exit. I've expanded it, curved it in multiple directions. But unfortunately, I did a little bit more reading online last night, and I discovered there's another important variable called the expansion ratio. So that's the ratio of the cross-sectional area of the exit, including the height above the ground, divided by the area of the inlet, which is basically just the height above the ground times the width of the diffuser. So this plug, turns out that expansion ratio is about 9. Maximum it can tolerate is about 5. So I'm going to have to cut probably about 7 or 8 inches off the height of this to get that ratio back down again. But anyway, live and learn. That's what happens when you don't do any kind of CFD modeling. I'm just kind of winging it as I go here. But I'm happy I discovered this before I went to all the work of laying up the tunnels in carbon, because that would have been hard to correct. I've got 3 layers of carbon on there. Pulling a vacuum. It's probably got some leaks somewhere, but that's okay. It doesn't need a hard vacuum anyway. So there's a couple of days later. I've got 3 layers of carbon cloth down that I vacuum bagged, and then I've put this Nomex or Kevlar honeycomb, bonded it to it for a core material. It was not inexpensive. No, it looks like I goofed up though. I bought 1/2 inch thick, which did not conform to any of these curves very well. So I've got some areas that are clearly desponded. Then I'm going to have to cut away, and we'll fill the gaps with spray foam and resculpt it before I put the final layer of carbon on the surface. The first side is done. Let's call this the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good part is it's pretty smooth inside the tunnel. And also it's light. It only weighs about 4 pounds in total, and the darn thing is super strong. So the bad part, the outside, doing a wet layup over the honeycomb, did not work out great. So it's a little irregular in the surface. So I'll probably wind up just putting a skim coat of body fill over that, but I'll look after that later. I've got to do a couple of cutouts for the suspension up here, so that'll have to wait. So that's the bad. The ugly. So I used this mold release here. I bought it online. I'd not used this before, and I put 3 layers of wax over the plug, and then the mold release on top. Unfortunately, it's almost like it bonded even stronger to the epoxy, and I wound up having to rip the whole plug apart. It peeled off all the foam and the paint and everything with it, and that was all really bonded inside the tunnel. So I've had to do a lot of sanding in here to get rid of all that, but it cleaned up all right. There's a couple of blemishes here, but still, it's not bad overall. Anyway, more work to do to finish the finish this plug off again for the other side. I'm gonna have to refoam it and cut and shape it again, and then rinse and repeat to make the other diffuser tunnel. But anyway, I'm reasonably happy with the end result, but it's been a lot of work.